breaking Coco Gauff graduates in Paris. Graduation Cap France. The inspiring journey of a young tennis superstar. The sun dipped behind a Paris skyline, casting a golden hue over the Seine River. The Eiffel Tower shimmer in the city, timeless, elegant, poetic, seemed to pause in admiration of a new kind of champion. Coco ghosted the heart of it all, wearing not her usual tennis whites, but a flowing graduation gown in her hands. Not a racket, but a diploma. It was a moment that symbolized more than achievement. It was a story of balance, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence both on and off the court. At just 21 years old, Coco Gauff had already conquered the tennis world. But this, graduating in Paris, was a different kind of victory, one earned not through aces and volleys, but through perseverance, late-night studying, and a refusal to give up on education while chasing greatness. From the courts to the classroom, for years, Coco Gauff's life had been defined by intensity, traveling across continents, competing against the world's best and carrying the weight of expectation from millions of fans. Yet, even as she rose through the ranks, education remained her quiet constant. Her parents, Corey and Candy Gauff, both former athletes, had instilled in her from childhood that success isn't just measured by medals. Tennis is what you do, her mother often reminded her, but education shapes who you become. That philosophy guided Coco throughout her career, whether she was training in Florida, competing in Australia, or flying to tournaments across Europe. She always carried her laptop and notebooks. Between practice sessions, she studied psychology, literature, and business, determined to complete her studies no matter how hectic her schedule became. Her dedication impressed not only her teachers, but also her peers. Coco will be doing homework in airports, on buses, or right after matches, said one of her tutors. It wasn't about earning grades. It was about learning, really learning, why Paris matters. Paris wasn't just a backdrop for Coco's graduation. It was a city woven deeply into her journey. It was here at Roland Garros that she had faced heartbreak and triumph. The city where she had first dreamed of a grand slam and later where she would conquer it. Now she was turning not as an athlete in competition, but as a young woman closing one chapter and beginning another. The ceremony took place in the lush courtyard of the American School of Paris, an elegant garden draped with string lights and filled with the scent of fresh roses. Family, close friends, and mentors gathered quietly, aware of the significance of the moment. Coco arrived dressed in a white gown trimmed with gold, her hair pinned simply her, face glowing with pride. The Eiffel Tower sparkled in the distance as she walked across the small stage to receive her diploma. The applause was thunderous, heartfelt, and filled with love. When her name was called Karen Coco Gauff, she smiled, lifting her diploma high above her head as if it were another trophy, a speech from the heart. Moments later, Coco stepped up to the microphone, her voice steady but emotional. Her words, later shared widely online, were as powerful as any performance she had ever given on court. I've learned that education isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. There were times when I felt exhausted from training, when my brain said stop, but my heart said keep going. And that's what I did. Tennis taught me how to fight. Education taught me why we fight. For growth, for understanding, for the chance to become more than we were. Yesterday, the crowd rose in standing ovation. Her parents watched with tears glistening in their eyes. For them, this moment represented everything they had hoped for when they began supporting their daughter's dual dream, to be not just a champion, but a complete human, being the celebration on the Seine as dusk deepened into night. Coco's family hosted a private celebration aboard a dinner cruise along the Seine. Paris sparkled around them, the bridges a glow, the waters shimmering with reflections of gold and blue. Guests toasted her achievement with champagne and laughter. Her brothers Cody and Cameron teased her about finally finishing her never-ending homework. Her mother hugged her tightly, whispering, "This is your victory, baby. Every part of it." Later that evening, the DJ began, playing a mix of soft jazz and modern hits. Coco danced with her friends, the Eiffel Tower gleaming in the background. It was a rare night where she allowed herself to relax, to simply be, not the face of American tennis, not the prodigy, but Coco, a young woman proud of who she'd become, the hidden struggles behind the smiles and celebrations. Coco's road to this moment had been anything but easy. There were moments of doubt, times when balancing the pressures of fame and education seemed impossible. "Sometimes I lose a tough match and still have to write an essay the same night," she said in a post-ceremony interview. "I wanted to quit more than once, but I realized that both tennis and school challenged me in different ways. One physically, the other mentally, and both were essential to who I am." During the 2024 season, when her schedule was most demanding, Coco would study through video calls between tournaments. Tutors adjusted to her time zones. Assignments were submitted from hotel lobbies or airport lounges. One story from her teacher captured her resilience perfectly. After winning a major final, Coco joined her class Zoom session the very next day. She didn't have to be there, the teacher said, but she showed up smiling, focused, and still eager to learn. Beyond a diploma, Coco Gauff's Paris graduation marked a symbolic turning point from prodigy to professional, from student to leader. But for her, the diploma was an endpoint. It was a reminder that growth is endless. In the months following her graduation, she began mentoring young players, encouraging them to prioritize learning and self-development. She also hinted at one day pursuing higher education in business or psychology, perhaps after her tennis career. "Knowledge keeps you grounded," she said. "Tennis will always be my first love, but learning that's forever." Her story continues to inspire countless young athletes who struggle to balance sports and school. To them, Coco's journey is proof that dedication can bridge worlds, that it's possible to chase multiple dreams without losing yourself in the process. The graduate of greatness. The video of Coco Gauff's graduation ceremony in Paris has now been viewed millions of times. The final image, her standing beneath the Eiffel Tower, diploma in hand, smiling at the horizon, has become an iconic snapshot of modern greatness. It's easy to forget sometimes that she's still so young, still discovering, still evolving. Yet, in every way, Coco embodies what it means to be a role model for a generation, a blend of talent, intelligence, humility, and vision. Her journey reminds us that success is measured only by trophies or titles. Sometimes it's found in the quiet persistence of finishing what you started and honoring both mind and spirit, in knowing that learning is the ultimate victory. As Paris shimmered behind her that night, Coco whispered softly to herself, "This is just the beginning," and the world, watching in admiration, believed her. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share.